Tonight, we're on the scene of a structure fire in Forbes, Minnesota, which brought together several fire departments. Plus, on this day 46 years ago, the Edmund Fitzgerald sank. We're hearing from family members still grieving loved ones lost on that day. And if you're planning to take flight, you might run into some issues as a pilot shortage soars.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke. Briggs is on assignment. An update tonight as crews fight a fire at a home in rural St. Louis County. It happened around 2 o'clock this afternoon in McDavitt Township, which is near Forbes. CBS3's Rob Coles has more from the scene.
That's right. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office just confirmed that no one was home at the time of the fire. And while it looks like it's mostly contained, you can see crews are still here on the scene, working down that driveway there, trying to put out some hot spots that are still smoldering. Earlier, they let us get a closer look at the damage. When crews arrived on the scene, they found a home and an outbuilding fully engulfed in flames. Some of the fire spread to nearby trees and dry grass in the area. There were also some boats and cars parked in the grass. Now, no word if they were damaged. This is a very rural area, and one thing we're not seeing is very much green vegetation. The home looks like it's mainly surrounded by dry grasses and brush. And as we mentioned before, authorities say no one was home at the time of the fire. Authorities are still investigating a cause and trying to contact the homeowner.
All right, thank you, Rob. Moving to Wisconsin now, where courtroom tensions are high as the murder case against Kyle Rittenhouse has been thrown into jeopardy. This startling turn comes after Rittenhouse, in a high-stakes gamble, took the stand today. He testified he was under attack when he shot 3 men during the Kenosha protests last year. Rittenhouse's lawyers say they've asked for a mistrial over out-of-bounds questioning by the chief prosecutor. Circuit Judge Bruce Schroeder did not immediately rule on the request, but was clearly angry at the prosecution.
Held it open with a bias towards denial. Why would you think that that made it okay for you, without any advance notice, to bring this matter before the jury?
Rittenhouse could face life in prison if convicted on the most serious charge against him. Meanwhile, 2 Washington Post reporters are working on a biography about George Floyd. The book covers his family history in the tobacco fields of North Carolina up to his murder by a white police officer last year in Minneapolis. The book is titled His Name is George Floyd, One Man's Life and the Struggle for Racial Justice. One of the authors said Floyd's death changed the world. Their book will come out next May. A Northwest Wisconsin middle school evacuated today after some students and staff started feeling sick. Spooner School District leaders say they got reports of a strong epoxy-like odor in and around the building around 8:40 this morning. They moved to an off-site location while authorities investigated and evaluated patients. Some were taken to a local medical facility. No word on their condition yet tonight. Authorities are still investigating what caused students and staff to feel sick. Classes were canceled the rest of today, but are expected to pick back up tomorrow. 46 years ago today, 29 crew members went down with their ship as the Edmund Fitzgerald sank on Lake Superior. Now, locals share stories from those who remember the tragedy. Candace McAvaney was 9 months pregnant when the Fitzgerald sank. Just 4 days later, she gave birth to her daughter. Her family waited until after the birth to break the news. Her father, Blaine Wilhelm, had been one of the crew members on board. He was 55 years old. She says the day of both life and death is one marked in her heart forever, one she still isn't fully healed from nearly 50 years later.
He's always frozen in time. As that 55-year-old, you know, very Northland, very hunting, fishing, loved to take, you know, he'd take turns taking each kid out individually to do something when he was home. So missing that, well, if anybody's gone through any loss, they know what, you know, you just have that gap.
On scene, KBJR reporter Bill Hansen covered the Fitzgerald wreck and says he remembers the day vividly. He took a plane that morning with another reporter, witnessing from above what was left of the wreck. He recalls seeing life rafts, debris, and oil resurface from above, but desperation back on land.
Of course, seeing the families, just the deep sadness, and at that point, sort of desperate hope. They were hoping they would find survivors in the water somewhere, and were searching hard. But of course, as we know, that didn't happen.
McAvaney and Hansen both say November 10th is a day they will never forget. She lit the beacon light at Split Rock Lighthouse tonight and rang the bell in her father's memory. And here is a live look at Split Rock Lighthouse tonight. That's where that ceremony honoring the 29 crew members who died just wrapped up. A bell tolled 29 times while the names of the victims were read. The freighter sank in Lake Superior during a storm on November 10th, 1975. Well, Dave joins us now for a quick check of the weather. Dave, I know you're a historian, and that's something you know well.
Yeah, November 10th or 11th, actually, 1975. Mesabi Daily News Carrier delivering the paper, big headlines for that newspaper, all right, back in the day when sometimes your day came a day late. And then weather technology, of course, has picked up in the last 45 years or so, so now we hope to be more accurate. And we have to be because we have a storm system on our doorstep. It's a potent one, but not as nasty as that bomb cyclone of 1975. Let's take a look, though, at a zone that may get more snow than anybody else here from this system. Winter storm watch in effect for Koochiching, northern St. Louis, and northern Itasca counties from now through Friday as a pair of low-pressure systems rumble through the region to bring us rain tonight, a mix tomorrow, and a chance for snow on Friday. Most of us probably won't get much snow, but north of the Iron Ranges, that's where we could get enough to make driving a bit hazardous, and that's why we have that storm watch out for folks in that zone. Short-term forecast says tonight, mid-30s for lows with a 90% rain chance, then upper 30s for highs. Tomorrow, 90% chance for a mix, 50% chance for snow come Friday. We'll show you the latest chart with the estimates on how much could fall coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thank you, Dave. A labor shortage is sweeping the nation, and now the skies. A shortage of airline pilots is making an impact right here in the Northland. CBS3's Quinn Gorham explains what that could mean for you.
Here at Duluth International Airport, a new problem is taking flight. Simply put, less pilots means less flights in and out of the Northland. Throughout the pandemic, the demand for air travel slowed. Tom Werner with the Duluth International Airport says locally, passenger totals were down as much as 30%. That financially impacted airlines which offered early retirements and buyouts to their employees. Reports estimate that as many as 10% of U.S. pilots took early retirement during the pandemic. But now, with passenger numbers starting to rebound, many airlines like United are left with empty pilot positions they can't fill. A problem that wasn't as apparent during the peak of the pandemic. For the month of November, United had to cut down its 3 flights a day between Duluth and Chicago to just 1. They hope to add a second flight back by December 5th. But Werner says they're optimistic the problem won't last forever.
We have continued to remain very focused on the long game in this market, and what that means in terms of air service is we continue our discussions because we know the pandemic won't last forever.
Werner confirmed that revenue has been down since the start of the pandemic, but wasn't immediately able to provide specific numbers.
Despite that, the airport is moving forward with flights to Phoenix and Fort Myers. Those flights will be moving forward starting next month.
Thank you, Quinn. According to Boeing's 2021 pilot outlook, the nation will need 130,000 new pilots to fly and maintain commercial airlines over the next 20 years. With Minnesota's eviction moratorium over, several Duluth organizations are hosting an event to get people back on track with their rent payments. Together, the City of Duluth, American Indian Community Housing Organization, and One Roof Community Housing will be helping people apply for rental assistance through Rent Help MN tomorrow. To be eligible for up to 18 months of financial assistance, you must be behind on rent, a Minnesota resident, and not above 80% of the area's median income. Mayor Emily Larson says secure housing leads to a stable community.
People do better, they are healthier, they are safer, they have better lives, their kids are more able to focus on what's important. Moms, dads, aunties, uncles, grandparents are able to focus more on what's important when you have a safe place to sleep and you have the confidence that your community is with you.
If you need help applying for rental assistance, you can visit One Roof Community Housing from 9 to 4:30 tomorrow. Wisconsin is directing $100 million to expand broadband internet across the state. The latest grants for this project come from the recently passed $1 trillion federal infrastructure bill. The bill provides a total of $65 billion to expand broadband nationwide. Wisconsin leaders have been working to expand high-speed internet access, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, which has forced many to work and learn remotely. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, improving veterans' mental health one canoe trip at a time. How the Bong Center plans to do just that next.
Well, our almanac is coming up here, and it's going to show us that the high temp is 47 degrees today. The normal is 40. It will be cooler tomorrow. If rain starts tonight, will it be cool enough for snow on Thursday, or do we wait for Friday for that? I'll talk about the precip timeline coming up after our break.
Kids and dogs, you gotta love them. But when in the wear is too much and it's time to replace those floors, visit Cloquet Flooring for fresh ideas.
Hello, I'm Shelley. We all know replacing flooring in your home is a sizable investment. With Mohawk's All Pet Protection and Warranty covering all pets, all accidents, all the time, we've got you covered. Contact Cloquet Flooring today to get your free in-home estimate or visit us online at cloquetflooring.com. See our virtual showroom.
Serving with hometown pride, Cloquet Flooring.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free. No one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Hey, Coach Molitor. We heard you have questions about UCare Medicare plans. Yep, we're a top choice for Medicare Advantage plans for individuals in Minnesota. Well, 96% of all Minnesota providers are in our network, so it's likely you can keep your doctor.
I think Coach wants to drive the bike.
That's not what he... Don't forget to signal your turns.
It's been said, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And these young artists mirror the best. The masters that came before them. The legacy lives on.
Coming up Thursday on CBS3 this morning, a recap of the Split Rock ceremony honoring the Edmund Fitzgerald.
And the rain-snow mix will continue the rest of the work week. We'll have those latest details.
So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Tomorrow on My 9 Sports, it's Game 2 between the Bulldogs and the Tigers of Colorado College. Coverage starts at 7, only on My 9 Sports. Brought to you by Essentia Health and Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
Tough as Nails is hitting the great outdoors.
Just like running in the beach, huh?
But it's hitting back.
Holy cow. The field sucks.
Sarah, I'm stuck.
The mud don't let you go. The sprinkler.
I was in a lot of pain, but I came here to win.
Come on, Elizabeth. Leah is flying down that single line. In the box.
A new Tough as Nails tonight at 9, 8 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
We've got rain coming our way. We have snow coming our way as well, and in between, a chance for a rain-snow mix. 3 days worth of precip as a pair of lows bear down upon the region. Things started this morning with a red sky, which is a sign that low-pressure systems indeed are coming our way. But boy, sometimes storms really start off on a beautiful note. This picture comes courtesy of my Elisa Corpola. Thank you for sending in that picture. And yeah, even with a gray sky, we get a touch of more than a silver lining. We get a beautiful glowing lining. Well, the next time we see sunshine, though, may not be until Saturday afternoon. So it'll be cloudy and perhaps even stormy and windy until then. Current conditions, not so bad at the moment. It's getting cloudy, yes, but it's still mild at 43. At the airport in Duluth, we have 80% for the relative humidity. East wind 18 miles per hour. The range will be 10 to 20 through tomorrow, so it's going to be a windy system coming in. Air pressure is continuing to drop as lows get closer, 29.91 inches of mercury at the moment. I do think that air pressure will start to increase once we get into the weekend here. Ooh, the maps are moving kind of slow. Temperatures are slowly popping up here. If that's all we get, then I think my WeatherMax system has a bit of a cold here. Oh, they're slowly and only semi-surely popping in to populate this map. But what we have going on for current temperatures at the moment is generally 40s for the region. Mid to upper 40s, even a 50 or so there in parts of Wisconsin. Mid 40s for the Upper Peninsula and a range of upper 30s to upper 40s for folks in Minnesota. Temperatures will be descending to a point as we go through the night, but only a point because of the cloud cover that'll help keep temperatures up during the night and then moderate them on the lower side during the day. So generally the 30s is what we're going to be getting both for day and nights here through Friday or so. Doppler map seems to be working fine, and that shows clouds have infiltrated the entire region as the two low pressure systems push towards us. One is to the southwest, and that's pushing rain up towards Brainerd. A little bit heavier rain there. Lighter rains falling in parts of northern Minnesota at the moment. And there's a 90% chance your town's going to get some if it isn't at this moment. So we pull out and see what the situation is for our Thursday. The twin low pressure systems bring a 90% chance for a rain-snow mix. A mix that may try to stick north of the Iron Ranges as early as tomorrow morning. But for the rest of us, it's mostly a rain event to start. The snow is still possible, though. The low pressure system's backside brings in cooler air, and we shift over to snow on Friday morning before we start to dry up on Saturday. But when we do start to dry up, we may have snow totals like this on the ground. In Minnesota, by Friday afternoon, Friday evening, we're looking at about 9 to 12, even 13 inches possible up towards International Falls. I do think the 13 is a little extreme. The 10 is doable, and that's from north of the Iron Ranges to the Canadian border. The rest of us in Minnesota, maybe an inch or two. Then for Wisconsin, well, you don't get too much at all once you go through Friday, but lake effect will keep snow going for the South Shore through Sunday perhaps, and then we'll get totals getting up towards about 4 inches. So that's the deal we're going to be dealt. Now we take a look at the temps tonight in Minnesota. They'll be in the 30s. And for Wisconsin and Michigan, they'll be in the 30s as well. Rain likely for everybody, and then tomorrow becomes a chance for the mix, 90% shot. Wisconsin, Michigan highs in the upper 30s. Minnesota gets the same deal, though Aiken might hit 40. Oh, those rebels. Okay, from the mix on Thursday, we go to snow on Friday and dry conditions by Saturday. Do keep in mind the South Shore gets a little more lake effect through Sunday, and then even Minnesotans get a chance for some flurries on Monday, Kristen. So from your neck of the woods farther north, you may have something worth shoveling by Friday afternoon. For lowlanders like me here close to the lake, maybe nothing at all.
Well, either way, hello winter, huh?
Hello winter, my old friend. You've come to give me back-breaking work again.
Yes, exactly. I like that remix. Thanks, Dave. The Richard I. Bong Center in Superior received a special donation today to help veterans tackle their mental health. Cenovus Superior Refinery, formerly known as Husky, presented the Bong Center with a $10,000 check. The money will go toward the museum's next 2 BWCA veterans canoe trips. The trips first started back in 2018 to help veterans connect with each other. Dwayne Lasley, who spent 11 years in the U.S. Army, went on the very first trip, and now he leads the canoe excursions. He says no one better understands what a veteran has been through than another veteran.
When you get together with a group of people that understand you, that have been through similar circumstances, it lets you know that you're not alone. And that's huge for a mental health benefit.
Lastly, will lead next year's trip in July. There is room for 8 veterans to take part. For more information on how to apply, visit our website, CBS3Duluth.com. And tomorrow is Veterans Day, and there are several events happening in the Twin Ports to honor our nation's heroes. At 7:30 in the morning, St. Scholastica will host a 15-minute flag ceremony outside between Summers Main Lounge and the Science Center. Texas Roadhouse will honor veterans and active military by distributing meal vouchers in the parking lot from 11 a.m. to 2. They're valid through May of next year. And in Superior, UWS is inviting the entire community to write holiday cards that will be delivered to Twin Ports veterans. Their Veterans Day ceremony is on Friday. So a lot going on tomorrow, and Kevin is here now because I'm sure there's a lot going on in sports as well, huh?
Yeah, this weekend, Bulldogs back at Amsoil. Might take out the bean boots because there might be some
Yeah.
snow and rain. So the Bulldogs, they are back at Amsoil this week. Here from goalie Brian Fanti coming off his first shutout, and National Signing Day began today for high school athletes. See which Northland athletes are playing at the next level. Sports is next.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota compact and utility tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, and save $900. See your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lula Gentleman.
Have you been thinking about selling your home? If you've been putting off some of those interior updates and projects, now is the perfect time to start setting goals for yourself. Visit yournorthlandhome.com for a list of ideas on what to organize, clean, or upgrade in order to get the best bang for your buck. Inventory is low and buyers are still in the market, which makes now a great time to sell. If you'd like more guidance on how to get your home ready to list, schedule a private consultation with the JS Realty team today.
I checked out a bunch of other schools around the area, and really it came down to like the staff, the machine shop here. I went to the open house, talked to a lot of different companies from around here, and just chose that this would be a really good program to get started in.
With locations throughout the Northland and northern Wisconsin, Super One Liquor has you covered for all of your party and gathering needs. We have a commitment to deliver outstanding service, variety, and top quality wines and spirits. And don't forget the best variety of ice-cold beer and beverages, all at the low prices you've come to expect. Super One Liquor. Come for the service, leave with the savings.
Hi, I'm Kevin from ServPro. Everyone has a home project that they want to get to. Building a deck, building an addition, remodeling a bathroom. The problem is availability with local contractors. Why should you have to wait for months to get your project done? Call ServPro today for fast, quality, professional, reliable workmanship you can count on. ServPro, like it never even happened.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills. Next. We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you, too.
Cancer research requires bold and innovative thinking. You may be able to help science uncover the next breakthrough by sharing your patient data and unique experience with researchers. Join Stand Up to Cancer and count me in at standuptocancer.org/countmein.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
The UMD men's hockey team earned a hard-fought split at Western Michigan last weekend, and they once again hold the #4 ranking in this week's USCHO poll. The Dogs are back at home this weekend to take on Colorado College, although the Tigers are just 2-6-2 so far. Scott Sandelin said they're not a team to take lightly. They actually beat UMD twice last season in big conference games. UMD will also look to stay out of the box after committing 10 penalties against the Broncos, including a major they killed off.
It was tough, giving up a goal on the very first penalty kill of the weekend, especially after, you prepare so much. So I think that says a lot about, our penalty kill and how we responded the rest of the weekend and not giving up another power play goal. So I think it's a good transition to this weekend and definitely an area that we want to continue to build and improve on this weekend. And I think that if we can continue to do that, it'll bring us a lot of success down the road.
Puck drop at Amsoil on Friday is at 7:07. It'll also be live on My 9 Sports. As for the injuries they're dealing with, Luke Lohheit and goaltender Zach Stejskal remain out this week. Junior forward Luke Lohheit is questionable. For high school athletes across the country, playing at the next level is always the dream, and Dana Jones' dream came true today as Jones signed her national letter of intent to go to Winona State. The Warriors' newest outfielder led the Lumberjacks with a .436 batting average and a .475 on-base percentage to go along with 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. Jones signed her letter with her teammates and family in attendance, and she said she's really excited to keep wearing the purple.
I'm really excited. I toured Winona this summer, and I went down there and I knew that I really liked it. And then during this whole process, I was kind of like, oh, Winona. And honestly, just signing finally is exhilarating. I mean, I'm honestly shaking. Like, I'm so excited. I've played with a couple of the players who are recruits this summer, and those friendships, I'm really excited to spend time with them down there too next year.
On top of softball, Jones also plans to pursue a profession in the medical field while at Winona. Over at Duluth-Denfeld, Hannah Hovland signed her national letter of intent to play softball up at UMD next season. Hovland verbally committed to play for Lynn Anderson and the Dogs just a week via Twitter. In her time at Denfeld, she's focused mainly on playing outfield and first base. Over at Duluth East, a trio of athletes signed their letters of intent. Laura Carlson is going to be a D1 rower at Michigan. Tyler Smith will play D2 lacrosse at Rockhurst, and Elena Benson will play D2 soccer just up the hill at UMD.
Well, congratulations to everyone.
Yeah,
very exciting.
Better than me. I was never good enough to play the next level.
I love a signing day. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's great to see the kids and the family signing national letter of intent and getting that scholarship.
Very exciting. Thank you, Kevin. Well, tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, late last month, the Douglas County Jail saw a large uptick in COVID-19 cases among inmates. Tonight, we'll hear from jail leaders who explain the precautions taken to stop the spread. Well, Dave, a lot of folks have their eye on the sky tonight as we watch that storm.
Yeah, and I have my eye on the screen because Max seems to be suffering from a virus. It's down for the moment here, slowly but semi-surely coming back to life, hopefully in time for us to show some sort of map. But while we're waiting for it to come back, we'll talk about, yes, 2 low-pressure systems are on our doorstep right now. We have a 90% chance for rain overnight tonight, which could be a soaker from a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of rain. Then tomorrow, slightly cooler, so we get a chance for a mix building in. A little more rain than snow for most towns, but north of your neck of the woods, the Mesabi Range towards the Canadian border, that's where the mix may be a little bit snowier. So that sets us up for the snow chance that comes on the backside of the systems on Friday. And the best chance for the snow will be from the Mesabi Range to the Canadian border. Might get 5 to 10 inches in that neck of the woods. The rest of us may be a trace to 3 or so. Not a huge deal for many of us, but it is the start of the season, and it could become a bigger deal, of course, in the future.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you at 10 o'clock.